matter of Fair versus Wharton. Step forward, please.
21-year-old bank representative Jessica Fair is suing her ex-fiancé, 23-year-old medical equipment repairman Neil Wharton, for his share of a joint loan. Neil is countersuing for a lost engagement ring.
Miss Fair, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and there came a time when you and the defendant became inundated with bills, credit card bills, etc. So you went to your mother.
Yes.
And you asked if she could help you out with a loan.
Yes.
So that you could clear up all of your debts and you would pay her back.
Yes.
You and the defendant would pay her back. Is that right?
Yes.
And your mother gave you $8,000.
Yes.
Then you and the defendant broke up. The engagement was off. Now, you're not seeking half the money from the defendant, but according to you, you're seeking only the amount of money that was attributed to his bills, his personal bills that were paid off from this loan from your mother.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Wharton says that there was never an agreement with him and your mother for this loan. So far, is that right, Mr. Wharton? And he is counterclaiming for the value of the engagement ring, which he says was never returned to him. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was present when the discussion of the loan came up with your mother?
There was numerous discussions of the loan. There was a point where all three of us had been there.
Do you remember discussions about this loan to pay off your bills?
No. She had told me that she was going to seek help for her bills from her mother. I didn't know anything that had anything to do with mine. But as far as us, all three of us sitting in a room together, no.
Did you have substantial credit card bills?
Yes.
How much?
About $3,000 worth.
Now, when Miss Fair's mother agreed to make this loan, were your $3,000 worth of bills paid off?
I do not know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, exactly that. I really don't know.
Well, you get statements from your credit card company.
No. She called the credit companies and said she was filing bankruptcy and had my mailing address and everything sent to her.
Well, did you ever pay those bills, sir, the $3,000 worth of bills?
I have been paying them off, yes.
You have been?
Yes.
Show me.
I didn't.
Show me. Well, what do you think you were coming here for? Waltz lessons?
No.
Show me where you had paid off the bills. Do you have bank statements showing me that you have paid each month towards paying down this $3,000 worth of debt?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Why not?
I don't.
You want to show me proof that you paid off his credit card bills?
Yes. On the front is a spreadsheet showing everything that he owes and account numbers linked to either him or jointly, and some pay stubs with the bank statement.
What was purchased at Samuel's Jewelers?
My first engagement ring.
What happened to that?
He has it.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Xerox Credit Union, is that you, sir?
It was a consolidation loan. When we split, she decided she was going to take that loan, and I was going to take a wedding loan that we took out for $5,000.
What was that used for?
It was to pay off her other ring that she got.
That's not true.
Well, what was it used to pay off?
I believe we paid the DJ, and we put a down payment on the reception hall. The consolidation loan actually paid off the ring.
Is that right, sir?
Not that I know of. I believe it was with the MBNA wedding thing that we took out.
Have you been paying on that loan?
On the MBNA, yes, I have.
You have proof of that?
No, I don't.
Did he take over that loan, $5,000?
I am still receiving statements on my part saying that the loan is past due, so...
Are you also a co-signatory on that loan?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you in trouble. Now, Miss Fair, what happened to the second engagement ring?
The second engagement ring...
Look at me.
I'm sorry.
What happened to the second engagement ring, Miss Fair?
The second engagement ring was purchased in April 27th, 2 days before my birthday. We financed it jointly, and I paid that with the consolidation
So
loan.
I'm asking you where the engagement ring is.
I lost it. I don't have it.
I'm not sure if I believe that, Miss Fair, so you better tell me the truth. I'm going to give you one more opportunity. If you have an expensive piece of jewelry, what you usually do is you insure it. So you want to tell me where it is?
I honestly don't have it. When we split, I was giving him back both of his rings. I gave him back the original engagement ring. I couldn't find the other one.
That's not his fault. Did you make any payments, sir? On the consolidation loan?
We were paying from a joint bank account.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
So he actually paid for part of the ring?
Yes.
Okay. And how much was the entire ring?
I have a receipt for it. It was $2,144.63.
All right, Ms. Fair, listen to me very carefully. I believe that Mr. Wharton is responsible for his own bills, and since he does not have any proof that he is currently paying off on this $3,000 credit card debt, I find that the $3,000 that you actually paid off of his credit card debt, he should be responsible for. And from that, I am deducting half of the cost of the engagement ring, which is $1,072, leaving a balance of $1,928. For that, I am issuing a judgment for the plaintiff and, of course, dismissing your counterclaim. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You know, I just wish her luck.
Just happy that the issue is resolved.
She found somebody better, and, you know, I wish them luck.
I'm sorry things turned out the way they did. He's a good guy.
There was no doubt that her mom did pay bills. I just didn't agree with the amount that it was.
Don't ever co-sign, don't ever go joint with anybody. Don't ever jointly sign with anybody.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Panzeri versus Maria, step forward, please.
25-year-old dental hygienist Gina Panzieri is suing her former friend, 23-year-old student Heather Merrier, for her share of a vacation in Daytona Beach.
Ms. Panzieri, you and the defendant have been good friends, decided to take a vacation together. According to your complaint, one of you purchased the tickets, the airline tickets, and the other one reimbursed her for half, and then the agreement was that the defendant would pay you for half the hotel. You booked that on your credit card. You went away, she didn't pay, you want her half.
Correct.
Now, you had an agreement to pay half the hotel.
Yes.
You went away with her.
Yes.
You didn't pay half the hotel.
No.
You have a defense.
Yes.
Okay. How much is half the hotel?
Her half of the hotel is $1,075.44.
Okay. And can I see the documentation for that, please?
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to let you know that I'm looking at the bill. The bill indicates that the only thing on here was the room, the tax, room charge, so there were no other additional charges on this bill. You understand that?
Yes.
It's clear you did not pay her your half.
Yes.
Tell me very quickly what your defense is.
Well, we arrived in Daytona, and the first 3 days were fine, and every day after that was awful. She was an absolute nightmare. She acted like my mother. We went down there to have
So you
a
didn't
good
have a
time.
good time together?
No, not at all.
And so what did you do?
I didn't stay in the hotel half the time.
You stayed where?
I stayed with friends that I met down there.
Fine. Well, you stayed in their hotel?
Yep.
Did you pay them?
Nope.
Good. So you have to pay her. Understand?
Yep.
If you had a bad time, then you don't plan on going with her again. Do you understand?
Yes.
But you pay pursuant to your agreement, and then you say, I'm not going to make arrangements to do this anymore.
Yep.
You have to pay once. You didn't pay at all. Right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,075. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We had an agreement, she didn't pay, so she has to pay somebody, like the judge said, and she owes me.
We just really didn't get along at all. Didn't talk. We fought a lot.
It makes sense. I mean, she